It's a lovely good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo to present the news. Our top stories in the news tonight: UPND youths protest over CDF in PETAUKE district. ECZ sets dates for KABUSHI and KWACHA by-elections. HONEYBEE Pharmacy Limited sues the Zambian government. In international news, Ebola outbreak in Uganda kills 17. And in sports news, Zambia beats Botswana by 1-0 in the COSAFA qualifier.
In our quest to save nations and develop Africa, ZAMBIA is investing in the agriculture sector so as to produce supply for both local and international markets, housing over 12,000 pullets that are nurtured and fed with our locally made stock feed that comes from our own locally grown maize and soya beans, all processed from our recently installed milling and mixing plant. Our over 95,000 layers have an output capacity of over 1,500 trays of fresh eggs per day that are carefully selected and packaged for all the leading stores and supermarkets nationwide. Our greenhouses are fitted with the latest irrigation system, and the seedlings are nurtured to ensure only healthy plants reach the fields. With our deliberate planting schedule, we are better placed to supply constantly without interruption, thus reliable. ZAMBIA Farms is also changing lives of its dedicated workforce drawn from the local community and beyond. So the next time you think fresh and green, think ZAMBIA Farms.
Prime plots filled with beautiful views are now available for sale in Palavana. They will have tarred roads, electricity, water, golf course, 24-hour security, and more. They are on title and you can view them. With a standard 20% initial deposit, you will already be on your way to owning land Kumayard. We have 40 by 25 meters going for 240,000 and our 50 by 42 going for 300,000. Both have flexible payment plans. They are located 28 kilometers from Crossroads Mall and 16 kilometers from New Kasama's Boom Gate along Leopards Hill Road. For viewings, purchases, and inquiries, call the numbers on the screen.
Another news in detail. A family of 7 in Lusaka's Ngwerere Ward 22 of Garden Compound has been left with no home after their family house caught fire Monday night. In an interview with Camnet News, house owner Michael Tembo explains that he was at a church gathering within the compound when some family members alerted him of the fire, whose cause has not yet been established. The family has lost various household items such as beds, mattresses, sofas and kitchen items, leaving them to sleep in the open house as part of its wall was brought down in an attempt to quench the fire. More in this report.
This now dilapidated house with a broken down wall is what a family of 7 in Lusaka's Ngwerere Ward 22 of Garden Compound have been forced to start sleeping in after their house caught fire Monday night while no one was at home. The fire has left the entire family shocked, as they state that it began in a room which is not electrified while no one was home, with the doors being locked. House owner Michael Tembo has told Camnet News that the house fire began while he was at church and was only informed by some family members that the house was ablaze.
We called fire brigade. Unfortunately, they did not come to the place we called them. They went near Kanere where another house was on fire as well. So instead, they didn't know that those people didn't call them, but they found their house was on fire. So in short, they just worked on that house. At least here, people of the community did their best to put out the fire. We are sleeping in the same house because there's nowhere where we can go. It's the same house we're sleeping in, at least waiting for sponsorship or from well-wishers so that at least they can give in a help so that at least we finish off this so that we can be living in the way we used to live.
Mr. Tembo adds that he lives in this house with his wife and 5 grandchildren, further stating that they have been forced to continue staying here, stating that he has no other property, while adding that they lost all their household items in the house. Meanwhile, Ward Development Chairman Kalimukwa says the family needs help to start afresh.
He lost everything, beddings, plates, and other stuff. We are appealing to the well-wishers, please kindly assist Mr. Tembo with anything which can assist him to restart his life. He has lost completely the entire items in his house.
The family now hopes to renovate the damaged house and have called on those willing to extend a helping hand to come to their aid. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Residents of Lusaka's Mtendere B are living in fear of contracting diseases due to heaps of garbage near their homes that have been uncollected by the local authority, working with management from the Natural Resources Development College, NRDC. The residents have told Camnet News that they are failing to live in their houses due to the bad odor and flies that are as a result of the waste, which the local authority promised that they will collect within a few days. Meanwhile, Area Councillor Shadrack Mwanza, when contacted for a comment, has told Camnet News that he was not aware of the situation at the Lusaka City Council Public Health Office and NRDC, as they were the ones handling the matter. More in this report.
Part of Lusaka's Mtendere East B in the boundaries of the Natural Resources Development College, NRDC, has become a ticking time bomb of diseases as the rain season nears due to heaps of garbage that have been left uncollected for over 3 weeks now. For once, one may mistake this to Chunga dump site in Lusaka's Matera constituency when in fact not. According to the residents, the local authority announced a cleaning exercise where members of the community were told to gather all the waste in one place so that it can be collected by the local authority. Additionally, the wall fence belonging to NRDC was brought down to allow waste be moved from the institution premises to the roadside for easy collection by the trucks, but residents are shocked that the waste has not been collected for 3 weeks now.
The children here are suffering now because of this. If there's the rain season is coming, and if there's an outbreak of cholera, this will be the main source of cholera now. So this is like just a mockery because they just came, removed the garbage, put it on the road. We are hearing about big amounts of CDF, but we don't know where that CDF goes. We haven't seen where that CDF has gone. Last year there was about, I don't know if it's how much million. This year they've added on to it. And here in Kadikidiki Ward, we haven't seen anything. From the MP, from the councillor, zero, nothing.
First kuchitiwa split. Sasa tufuna kocha watitanizire ko pachosere kuna so. Mama bini so apona chitira musho bwotera kupewa funira.
The residents lament that they are now living in fear that they might contract waterborne diseases now that the rain season is nearly approaching and have called on the local authority to intervene in the matter.
So tupasa kona information iliense tata de Sunday tawana de long 3 weeks yakwana sibaoneka so pakambapo vilivonse amene mwana etera kulimatenda mwandi ndadwala ukankala munyumba ungomvya chesenti ya mabini pe wankala ukankala pabanzako bali kutali umva monga waendo banusha umve kachabeka senti kama bini monga naiwe monga cheli patupipako tipempa wabona batitandise ko mwanzini tavuti kayaleta ma disease isa hapa patu once tili affected na mabini ukachabe maizi ndiya kuposha pogona kangwa kutupike na panja nokupya ukukangiwa kutunkale mnyumba udzanka bwanje mnyumba mabini yonse amatwetera mabini opposite chapela mabini pamene hapa nateta kuti tuchipapo wachose mabini kulibe mabini kuno tavutika kwena DC kuno mabini majangi aleta mabini full stipika ndio zokonkoloko kuti upike maizi full munyumba ukapyanga mungasi unapyange machani mabini kununka stikudela panja iya inakupya kutipikira che munyumba mambaula.
And Area Councillor Shadrack Mwanza, when contacted for a comment, has told this reporter that he is not aware that garbage was left in such a manner, adding that there was an agreement with the principal of NRDC that garbage will be collected on time.
So I was not there to supervise whatever that was happening, but then the principal NRDC communicated with me that the Lusaka City Council were there to remove the garbage. I'm appealing to to Lusaka Public Health to come and remove that garbage they put there. How do you pile the garbage and when you have no plans to remove that garbage on time?
This dust road has also been partly closed due to the garbage, and if the solution to this problem is not urgently found, the worst case scenario will be witnessed in this area should the rain season come soon. Efforts to also get a comment from the principal of the NRDC failed as a phone went unanswered by broadcast time. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Lusaka's Pamozi Market chairperson, Given Mianda, has allegedly begun hiring people to harass any market trader, questioning on how his office is utilizing funds meant for electricity raised by contributions from traders at the market. Speaking when Camnet TV visited the market to follow up on concerns raised, the traders have urged the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to quickly move in and bring sanity at the market before matters get out of hand. Meanwhile, the alleged legitimate market chairperson, Aaron Masumba, has presented a certificate from the Registrar of Societies and alleges that he was displaced by the said chairperson without any election just after the current administration took over office, alleging that he is a political cadre belonging to the current administration. More in this report.
Wrangles at Lusaka's Pamozi market have deepened as market traders are at loggerheads with their market chairperson Given Mianda, whom they have been accusing of being a United Party for National Development UPND cadre, who allegedly took over the chairmanship of the cooperative market upon the current administration being sworn into office without being elected as per market regulations. In a previous visit to the market, the traders accused the chairman of misappropriating market funds which were meant for electricity at the market, put together through contributions from traders. They further accused the chairman of hiring UPND cadres to run the fee-paying toilet at the market, which was built collectively by market traders and pocketing the funds, allegations the accused chairman dismissed. Tuesday, 11th October 2022, new wrangles have emerged at the market as the traders allege that the chairman has been harassing those who made an appearance on the media to complain about his behavior. Meanwhile, the alleged rightful chairperson of the market, Aaron Masumba, has presented papers from the Registrar of Societies in his defense, alleging that he was displaced by the said chairman without an election, further alleging that he is a cadre belonging to the current administration.
It's me who installed the electricity, even applying to this. Then when I did that, people said that you have to carry on, push these things to be okay. Then I was pushed down because of the candidates.
Said you are the chairman for the cooperative. The chairman for the cooperative is Mr. Masumba. Is he? When we were negotiating with the council, he was there. So we have a problem. We are asking for Mr. Nkombo, the local government minister, to come in. We want elections here. We don't want cadres, please, to run this market. We have a problem. So please help us. Help us that we have a proper committee running this market. Because he cannot look at the way he's making. He wants to beat those who have seen on the camera. So please, we have a challenge of electricity and the management of this market here at Pamozi market, cooperative market. We have a problem. The man is arrogant. The man who does what he wants is everywhere. Right now I've got no power. Nobody's attending me.
Manje kugutandala kwanga bafuna kunimenya chaniva abasonga zinsota chikumu ene pa batune mtu mkulu tini kumenya bafana banaipa sakola auto wa polisi bana limwe naendera napisa bako kali mu shuri na banyamata bawa na chama chama nyaneni tiende pa polisi mende maniuza chene munizondera ni chani.
Meanwhile, the accused market chairperson, Mr. Given Mianda, in a phone interview, has described the allegations as false. The traders have, however, urged the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to visit the market and flash out the said cadres. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Some irate youths from the United Party for National Development UPND in PETAUKE district of Eastern Province Tuesday stormed the district town council expressing their displeasure on the disbursement of the Constituency Development Fund, the CDF, by the local authority. Youths locked the entrance of the office, denying people entry into the offices, demanding that the council chairperson addresses them even after being told he was not in the office. The youths accused Mr. Wupe Mutanya, together with PETAUKE Central Member of Parliament Emmanuel Banda, of working against the UPND administration. More in this report.
What seemed to be becoming a trend among youths belonging to the governing United Party for National Development UPND, where on Monday, pressure mounted at the PETAUKE District Council offices. UPND youths staged a protest against PETAUKE Town Council Secretary Wupe Mutanya, expressing their displeasure on the disbursement of the Constituency Development Fund (CDF) by the local authority. The furious youths forced their way into the council premises and closed the gate, preventing people from entering and leaving the council building. The council secretary, who was out of office, was also not allowed to enter his office as the protesting youths demanded answers as to why UPND cooperatives have not benefited from CDF.
Chokera pamene boma inatuuza kuti musegule maakaunti as magroups, cooperatives na maclub. Magroup tinasegula, maakaunti tinasegula, marikwadi information yonse ame tenzo fungo chita kuchita through kuti tisegule ti benefit CDF.
We are having a very ignorant member of parliament. He seems to be very much involved in a number of things. So, in as much as you technocrats are educating us, please get a touch also with the member of parliament. Try to educate him. Because now, it seems that politics will jump from the political time into the time which is not supposed to be termed as campaign time.
PETAUKE Central Member of Parliament Emmanuel Banda has equally been accused of working against the UPND government, and they demanded the dissolution of the CDF committee.
Nizawantu wa Zambia wakuno ku PETAUKE wasati wa abantu wezonkala mu makampu ya chitrakita iya kamba hivi tapeza kuti we are here by demanding you a council secretary kuti tifuna CDF committee ipanyiwe because usually ni vintu go embekezera abantu.
The PETAUKE Town Council Secretary had a tough time to address the irate youths.
Do you know that Komene Bankara Kusanga is a council Mankara? We are not part of the team that sits to select. There is a procedure that is followed. So the issue is the point that we are saying is that
it was PETAUKE District Commissioner Martha Mlenga who managed to calm the situation. Meanwhile, PETAUKE Central Member of Parliament Emmanuel Banda has condemned the act of lawlessness by some UPND cadres, saying the move goes against the desire of President Hakainde Hichilema to curb acts of impunity among cadres.
As far as I'm concerned, it's the whole committee who usually sit and select. And the district commissioner is part and parcel. So I don't know what they're trying to talk, what they're trying to communicate with everyone. And I was surprised for them to go to council because the council secretary doesn't sit in the CDF committee. The council chairman doesn't sit in the CDF committee, but the MP sits in the CDF committee. The DC sit in the CDF committee. So if indeed they were whatever they were protesting, it's real, why didn't they come to my office? What are they scared of? What are they scared to go to the DC's office? So to me, it's just politics. They want to bring politics, which they want to hinder development in PETAUKE Central, but we won't allow that. For
the UPND youths, they say it is not yet over until PETAUKE Town Council Secretary Wupe Mutanya resolves their grievances.
Depending on you, all what we are asking is justice to prevail. From today, no more JJ to be on the forefront.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
United Party for National Development, UPND Women National Trustee Grace Chivube has charged that shedding tears in public is not the only indicator which shows that a First Lady is working. Speaking to Camnet News in response to the backlash that the First Lady Mutinta Hichilema has been facing on seemingly being quiet on national issues such as those affecting the recently rescued abducted 13 girls in Lusaka, Ms. Chivube says while the First Lady has not been coming out to the public, she has been visiting the girls to check on their well-being. She has highlighted the need for Zambians to embrace First Ladies in their diversity, stating that not everyone is political and would like to make public announcements on their actions. First Lady Mutita Hichilema has come under heavy criticism from various sectors of society that she has not been proactive on issues affecting girls and women in the country.
It is important for sure for the First Lady. It is important for the First Lady to nurse because she is the mother of the nation. She is the manager of the nation. But the way she is managing is different apart from other people. The true love, you see the person who can go there physically. Not to mutu lady la jonsi. Kunu mokuba lady la. I'm the mother of the nation. People they were killed. Tear gassing people they were killed. Where were they to see the family of Chiblomapens? When she was killed going into Chawama for the line. So don't compare. We are differently talented. In short, I'm saying we are differently talented. First, chintunga chachitika twateka omutima. I hear you Reverend Efe Mwalanda. But ngamaliba pela kwa ishito kutela tumoni pantu bali abana yali nimfu abana besu. Kwali kufa kulya. So the first thing echo bale forever First Lady kumono kutela ati abana banda kwa baba healthy nangula tu abamona. Pantu nangula bali kutukira okutampo kulanda pa TV. Abana baba shana abana. By the time bale kwisha the statement nishi kwa for babili. By the time bale kwisha statement nishi kwa for babili. Now the First Lady Mutinta, she doesn't want to see any bloodshed anymore. What she wants is the peace to all of us as Zambians.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has set 21st October 2022 as a date on which to hold the delayed parliamentary by-elections in KWACHA and KABUSHI constituencies, respectively. Initially, by-elections in the two respective constituencies were scheduled to take place on the 15th of September 2022. However, they were suspended following a court ruling delivered on the 13th of September to stay the election till determination of the matter that was before it. The Commission has also disclosed that the campaign period will run from the 11th to the 20th of October 2022. The Commission further says it will not hold fresh nominations as the two candidates that had earlier resigned from the race have rescinded their resignation. The dilapidation of some water infrastructure and the increasing demand for water is undermining the Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company's ability to address water and sanitation challenges in the province. During a visit by the board members and officials from the National Water Supply and Sanitation Council, it was observed that the Kasera Water Treatment Plant and the Chawama Wastewater Treatment Plant need an injection of funds to run efficiently. At the Kasera Water Treatment Plant, the facility has become dilapidated and it is not able to produce enough water for the growing population of Kafue district. Details in this report.
Since its inception in 1990, the Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company, a provincial water utility for Lusaka province, has been providing water and sanitation services in its catchment area with a population of more than 3 million people. Over the years, the country has seen huge investments in the water sector, but old infrastructure is now presenting some challenges. This is the Chawama Wastewater Treatment Plant in Kafue district. However, it is currently not operating at optimum level as some equipment is damaged, needing replacement. This came to light when the new board and team from the National Water Supply and Sanitation Council NWASCO visited water installation sites.
Can be also 95%. Yes, we are able to reach the treatment point about 95%, though we have a bit of breakdowns. Yes.
The Kasera Water Treatment Plant produces 24,000 cubic meters of water per day, but with the growing population in Kafue district, satisfying consumers is not easy. Added to that, the infrastructure is getting damaged.
You know, it's the issue of the age. It was constructed a long time ago, so we need a total overhaul of infrastructure so that we can actually be able to supply water, adequate water to our customers. Because if we try to see, we definitely need to work on the filters. We need to work on the set tank. Those things that need to be worked on so that we actually are able to produce water that is of high quality.
We also visited the old and new Iolanda intake pump station in the Kafue River and the water treatment plant. Under the Kafue Bulk Water Supply Project Phase 1, 50,000 cubic meters of water production per day was added to the supply system. But when Phase 2 is completed, another 100,000 cubic meters will be added to improve water supply in Lusaka province.
So Phase 1 basically produced the 50,000 cubic meters. The Phase 2 is supposed to do the 100,000 cubic meters. There is also another project which is pending, which is on feasibility study stage, which is the JICA project. Now the JICA project, which is another treatment plant, is also supposed to produce about 200,000 cubic meters per day. Now when this plant or when this project is completed, then we'll be able to produce enough water from Kafue to be able to supply Lusaka.
NWASCO board chairperson Sylvester Ibajane says continued investment in the water sector is vital in order to improve access to water and sanitation provision for all.
So it's been important for us to come to see where water is abstracted from to supply water for Lusaka and other areas surrounding it. So it's been a very good and important eye-opener for us.
Kelvin Chitumbo is NWASCO director.
Well, I think what I'm getting is that the board members have appreciated this intervention, and I think it will be easier for them to make some of the decisions that are brought in the boardroom. Because if you don't see something, it becomes difficult at times to appreciate the decisions that needs to be made. But it's our hope that with this intervention, they understand where the water comes from, how it is treated, the cost involved, the type of personnel that needs to run these facilities, and so that would assist us ensure the sector is sustained.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
The Biomedical Union of Zambia President Daniel Mwimbe has implored government to consider reducing the tax rate for people who earn above 6,900 kwacha, which currently stands at 37.5%. The government has increased the pay-as-you-earn payee tax threshold from 4,500 kwacha to 4,800 kwacha in next year's national budget to mitigate the cost of living for many Zambian citizens. This means that only employees getting paid 4,800 kwacha and above will be taxed pay as you earn. But Mr. Mwimbe says workers in the third bracket should be considered by reducing the tax threshold, which he says would translate into a pay rise for workers.
Only government one day consider reducing this blanket, which is the 7.5%. It is going to support all workers from every sector. You can imagine all workers are going to benefit from this. So that is one of the appeals that we want to make to government, that we need to start considering this blanket and reduce it. If we were to reduce it from 37 to 30 today, all workers would be very happy, because then we know that every worker is going to go with something in their pocket to reserve for one or two things that they can do. But concerning the health sector issues in terms of the employment, we want to commend government that they have continued committing themselves to recruit more health workers, knowing that it has been a cry that we need to have more health workers to reduce the patient-to-worker ratio. That is something that we need to commend government. But we want also to appeal that the same way that they did the 2022 recruitment, we want to see all cadres being considered. Every cadre needs to be recruited. We saw the numbers, very good numbers in 2022. We need to continue with the same trajectory where we should have every cadre in the health sector being considered. We have moved now away from where we used to only consider a nurse and a doctor. We need now to consider all health workers as we walk towards the 2020. 2030 vision where we want a health Zambia. We can only do that if we embrace every area of the health sector. So that is one thing that we need to commend government and appeal that they need to work to us.
Zambia has recorded an increase in road traffic accidents recorded in the third quarter of 2022 as compared to the third quarter of 2021. The increase is attributed to low compliance levels on the part of most road users, especially motorists, motorcyclists and pedal cyclists, as indicated in the causes of accidents. Lusaka province has continued recording the highest number of road traffic accidents because it has high volume of motor vehicles and human population compared to other provinces. The Zambia police disclosed that during the third quarter of 2022, a total number of 8,919 road traffic accidents were recorded countrywide compared to 8,059 recorded in the same period in 2021. Police Service spokesperson Ray Hamonga says 502 were recorded as fatal road traffic accidents in which 597 persons were killed compared to 469 recorded in 2021 where 585 persons were killed. Most of the accidents in the third quarter of 2022 were attributed to human error as indicated: excessive speed, misjudging clearance distance, failing to keep to near side 1,334 representing cutting in and reversing negligently. You're watching Camnet Television News. We take our first commercial break. We'll be back with more news after the break.
You know I can take her a bit.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti for your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana.
Don't worry, my dear. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but Savenda General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that Savenda General Insurance has got you covered. Savenda General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. The Lusaka Magistrates Court has committed a 22-year-old woman who killed her 2-year-old son by suffocating him using a pillow to the Lusaka High Court for trial proceedings. Masowe Maeke has been charged with 1 count of murder of her son, Sangwani Chabinga, which occurred on the 13th of August 2022. She is alleged to have killed her son on account that he never had anything to feed him after her sister chased her from the house. More in this report.
Since her arrest this year, Masowe Maeke, a 22-year-old mother accused of murdering her 2-year-old son by suffocating him using a pillow, made a second appearance before the Lusaka Subordinate Court. The accused, who first made headlines in August 2022, did appear before the Magistrate Court on Monday. However, they were unable to proceed with the matter as the charge sheet needed to be amended. Masowe, who has been in jail since the 13th of August 2022, is slapped with 1 count of murder contrary to Section 200 of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the Laws of Zambia. This morning, the 11th of October 2022, the accused has been committed to the Lusaka High Court for trial proceedings following the issuance of a certificate of committal by the Director of Public Prosecution. According to a statement that was earlier issued by the Zambia police spokesperson Ray Hamonga, the accused killed a son, Sangweni Chibanga, by suffocating him with a pillow while staying at the lodge in Lusaka's Kamala South. Masowe stayed at the lodge for 3 days after she was chased by her sister, but returned home after 3 days with the news of the child's death, admitting that she had killed him because she had nothing to feed him and herself. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
A 30-year-old businessman of Matero Township has denied allegations before the Lusaka Magistrates Court of allegedly abducting and molesting 3 girls in 2021. When the matter came up for opening of his defense Tuesday morning, Vincent Mulenga told Magistrate Ntandosa Chabala that the allegations against him are baseless, as he has never seen or made any contact with the said victims before. More in this report.
A 30-year-old Lusaka man from Desau compound in Matero Township who is before court on allegation of abducting and molesting 3 girls has denied all the claims made against him by the victims. Opening his defense Tuesday morning after being found with a case to answer by the Lusaka's Magistrate Court, Vincent Mulenga said he didn't know any of the victims, hence the allegations made against him are baseless. During trial, one of the victims, aged 15, narrated how the accused allegedly defiled her and made her have sexual intercourse with other men on several occasions. The victim had told Magistrate Ntandosa Chabala, who is presiding over this case, that she knew the accused through her cousin, and the first day she saw him at his bar, he had told her that he wanted to have sexual intercourse with her, and in return, he will give her money. But when she refused, Mulenga persuaded her into drinking a local beer called Lusaka, not knowing that he added some drugs which made her fall unconscious and took advantage. It is also alleged that the accused had forbid all his victims from going back to their parents' house and involved them into prostitution business. However, in his defense this morning, Mulenga says there was no way he would have known the victims because his bar is visited by so many clients. Mulenga, who has been slapped with 1 count of adopting 3 girls aged 12 and 17 years old, 1 count of indecent assault on females, and assault occasioning actual bodily harm, gave a no answer to everything that he was being asked by the prosecution team. The matter has been adjourned to the 22nd of November 2022 for judgment. The accused remains in custody. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
HONEYBEE Pharmacy Limited has gone back to the Lusaka High Court and sued the government of the Republic of Zambia, claiming more than 17.9 million United States dollars as monies owed to it for supplying 5,000 medical kits. In April this year, HONEYBEE filed the said lawsuit against the state, but later withdrew the matter. In this case, HONEYBEE Pharmacy has cited the Attorney General as the respondent and is further claiming exemplary and aggravated damages. According to a statement of claim filed before court, the pharmacy claims that between August 2019 and December 2020, it supplied 5,000 medical kits out of the 22,500 kits that government requested and were all subjected to examination, inspection and verification, and a certificate of acceptance of the goods under various invoices were issued and various delivery notes to the tune of 3,990,700 United States dollars. The plaintiff further states that there was an express term of the contract that payment shall be made promptly and expeditiously, not exceeding 60 days from the date of supply. Ministry of Finance and National Planning says the 2022 annual meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group have commenced in Washington, D.C., United States of America. Finance Minister Dr. Stumbeko Msokotwane says the event is important in the country's debt restructuring journey and good for consolidating the country's attractiveness as one of Africa's best investment destinations and a platform for learning the best practices from others. Dr. Msokotwane is leading Zambia's delegation to the annual event, which brings together ministers of finance, central bank governors, investors, and several other stakeholders to a common space to discuss and agree on solutions to the challenges facing the global economy. During the week-long annual meetings, the Zambian delegation will participate in a series of IMF and World Bank organized meetings, engage investors, and hold bilateral talks with Zambia's other development partners on a bilateral basis. And Zambia's ambassador to the United States, Lazarus Kapambwe, has described Zambia's participation in the meeting as a crucial step in strengthening development cooperation and sustaining investor interest in the country's various aspects of development. You're watching Camnet Television News. We'll take a second and final break. We'll be back with international and sports news.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
For immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet Television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet Television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
And now in international news, a new Ebola outbreak in central Uganda has killed 17 people in 3 weeks, the health ministry in Kampala said on Monday. On 5 October, the World Health Organization, WHO, reported 29 deaths in the country from Ebola since the start of the epidemic. This figure includes deaths among people confirmed to have the virus, as well as suspected cases. The Ugandan government is counting only deaths among confirmed patients, which is 48 people as of 9 October, according to the ministry. In other news, the leader of Lesotho's Revolution for Prosperity, RFP party, who scored an unprecedented result in nationwide elections last week, announced that he would be heading a three-party coalition government. The announcement by Diamond millionaire Samo Matekane confounded expectations that the Southern African Mountain Kingdom would remain politically gridlocked after last Friday's ballot. Founded just 6 months ago, the Revolution for Prosperity Party picked up 56 seats in Parliament, 5 seats short of an absolute majority. For more in international news, here's a roundup.
The new Ebola outbreak in central Uganda has already killed 17 people in 3 weeks, according to information published on Monday by the Health Ministry in Kampala. The government's figures only include deaths among confirmed patients, which is 48 people as of October the 9th. The epicenter of the outbreak is in Mubende district in the center of the country. The authorities confirmed the outbreak in September 20th. Since then, other neighboring districts have also been affected. President Yoweri Museveni ruled out containment of the disease at the end of September, saying the country had the capacity to contain the epidemic. Ebola is often fatal, but vaccines and treatments are now available for the hemorrhagic fever, which is transmitted to humans by infected animals. According to the World Health Organization, the first identified death in this outbreak was from a relatively rare strain of Ebola virus known as Sudanese. The leader of Lesotho's Revolution for Prosperity party, who scored an unprecedented result in nationwide elections last week, announced that he would be heading a three-party coalition government. The announcement by diamond millionaire Sam Matekan confounded expectations that the Southern African Mountain Kingdom would remain politically gridlocked after last Friday's ballot. Founded just 6 months ago, the Revolution for Prosperity party picked up 56 seats in parliament, 5 seats short of an absolute majority. At a press conference, Matekane said the RFP party had formed a coalition government with the Alliance of Democrats and the Movement for Economic Change. The previous parliament failed to pass a law aimed at preventing lawmakers from switching party allegiance within the first 3 years of their mandate. The Matekan-led government promised to push through this reform within its first 100 days in office.
On Egypt's Red Sea coast, fishes swim among thousands of newly planted mangroves, part of a program to boost biodiversity, protect coastlines and fight climate change and its impacts. After decades of destruction that saw the mangroves cleared, all that remained were fragmented patches, totaling some 500 hectares, the size of only a few hundred of football pitches. Egypt has limited areas which are threatened by random camel grazing, especially in southern Red Sea areas. This kind of vegetation is a treasure for Egypt because of its ability to grow in the salty water of the Red Sea. Khalifa's team are growing tens of thousands of seedlings in a nursery to be replanted. The resilient trees punch above their weight, absorbing 5 times more carbon than forests on land, according to the UN Environment Programme. These plants play an important role in climate change. Our studies indicate that they can absorb 4 times more green gases than rainforests, which is a very vital role. In light of what is happening with the rising sea levels, they have an important role in protecting the coasts. The strands of trees also help filter out water pollution and act as a natural barrier against rising seas and extreme weather, shielding coastal communities from destructive storms. As you can see, the mangroves forest make what resembles a wall blocking coastal erosion. In addition, it provides a welcoming environment for all kinds of crustaceans. The UN Environment Programme calculates that protecting mangroves is 1,000 times cheaper than building seawalls over the same distance. Despite their value, mangroves have been annihilated worldwide at rapid speed.
It's now time for sports news. Zambia has beaten Botswana by 2-0 in the Total Energies Under-20 AFCON Egypt 2023 COSAFA qualifier. With 3 wins out of 3 matches in Group A, Zambia are through to the semi-finals and will meet the best runner-up at 15:30 on Friday. The other semi-final will see Group B winners facing Group C victors. The match saw a 3 minutes added time, and at 65 minutes into the game, a substitution, Joseph Sabobo Banda in for Songa Chipioka, and then Amon Chulu for Lombe Mutale. In the 56th minute, Rickson Ngambi came in for Moses Mulenga, Charles Mumba coming in for Emmanuel Mukosha. On that sporting note, we'll come to the end of the news, but we'll take a look at headlines once again. UPND youths protest over CDF in PETAUKE. The ECZ sets dates for KABUSHI and KWACHA by-elections. HONEYBEE Pharmacy Limited sues the Zambian government. In international news, Ebola outbreak in Uganda kills 17. And in sports news, Zambia beats Botswana by 1-0 in the COSAFA qualifier. Our Camnet verse for the day is coming from the book of Psalms 62, verse 8. Trust in him at all times, all people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. Thank you once again for watching the news. I'm Jeffrey Ziambo. Good night.